Welcome back. We are now in the kitchen, joined by Colin Proctor from Made with Love Delectable Edibles. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good. Glad to hear that.
Yeah, how about yourself?
I'm doing well.
All
Not bad
right.
for a Tuesday. I'm glad the windstorm is over.
Yeah, no kidding.
It was something.
It was amazing.
We're making something delicious today.
Yeah, so we're doing a chicken risotto with our pesto garlic spice blend. What we've done so far is, because this rice has about a 15-minute cook time, is we've added a cup of rice with about a tablespoon of butter and then 2 cups of water, and that's been cooking away for about probably 5 minutes now.
Looks
add a
pretty
boil, and we're gonna do is we're gonna add some chicken.
Oh, it goes right in raw.
Goes right in raw.
Imagine.
And
So you don't want the rice to be quite cooked at this point.
yeah, ideally it wouldn't. I'd be putting it in more towards the beginning.
Okay.
But we've got a few minutes here, and I'm gonna up the temperature a tiny bit.
Yep.
And add a bit more water to it.
Sure.
And then we're gonna add our spice blend to it.
Which spice blend?
The pesto garlic. So the notion behind this recipe is basically it's the type of thing that you can add pretty much any type of meat to. I would be like inclined to add like canned tuna or canned salmon to it. Is something that's really easy. Or another thing is, if you didn't want to cut up the chicken, I was looking for some ground chicken this morning, but I didn't find any, so I got this chicken breast.
Okay.
So we've added 2 tablespoons of the spice blend, and that's sort of our basic recipe for anything that we do, is 2 tablespoons per cup. So in this case, it's 2 tablespoons to 1 cup of rice.
Right.
And so we're just going to stir that, and then we're going to put the cover back on. And then I have this basically bagged broccoli, which you can get at the stores, which is really awesome. It's pre-cupped. It's the type of thing that you can do for dipping. And we're going to put a handful of that down. And I'm just going to cut it a tiny bit more. And then it's going to go in probably when there's about 5 minutes left.
Okay.
And it will just lightly steam, and we can stir it in. And then at the end, well, I guess I'll show you in the next segment. So this is the type of thing as well. You don't have to do it with dairy. You can do it with lime juice and water. If you want more of a clear sauce, and I really like that, you can do it with seafood, as I was saying, or pork or beef.
Okay.
And again, if you're going for like these pre-cut veggies, it's like really no prep time.
Is it reasonable in the store to go for the pre-cut veggies? I don't often do it myself. I will actually buy most vegetables, cut them up. Is it fairly reasonable cost-wise?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really handy as well too. Like, I mean, if you have kids or that sort of thing, it's the type of thing that you know if it's in the fridge, they're going to grab a handful of veggies or carrots or that sort of thing.
Yes.
So it's a really good option to have around the house.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So we're going to let this cook for a bit, and then towards the last 5 minutes, we're popping in the broccoli.
We're going to pop in the broccoli and pop in the cream.
Okay, that sounds really good. We are going to take a break right now. We're going to let this cooking get underway and simmer for a little bit. We're going to check in with Colin a little bit later on in the show. Madewithlove.ca. Keep in mind, some fantastic recipes on there. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have a much more mellow weather forecast for you coming up. Just stay with us. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
If you ever leave me, baby, leave some morphine at my door, 'cause it would take a whole lot of medication to realize what we used to have. We don't have it anymore. There's no religion that could save me.
Welcome back. It smells so good in here right now. We're making a garlic pesto risotto with chicken. And Colin, it's coming along quite well.
It's going along really well. So right at the end of the last segment, I added the broccoli and just let it sit on top for a little while, and then I stirred it in. And so we're at the point now, the chicken's done. If there's ever any doubts about your chicken, you can take a piece out, cut it in half,
Yes.
and take a look at it. If it's pink in the inside, you know you need to cook it more. But it's nice and white, cooked all the way through.
Nothing ruins a meal more than the meat being slightly underdone. It makes you feel a
Oh,
bit
yeah.
nervous.
Oh,
you
yeah.
you don't want to serve it to your guests.
Yeah, and
Anyway.
there's nothing worse than having someone, pick at your meat and say, this isn't cooked.
Oh my gosh, no
Yeah,
kidding.
that's no fun.
No, that's embarrassing all the way around.
Yeah. So we're just going to add a cup of cream to this, so it's going to get a bit more saucy.
Saucy.
In this case, I cooked basmati rice. It has a fairly quick cook time. The traditional rice for risotto is called arborio, and it has a slightly longer cook time.
Okay.
And you can pretty much make risotto out of any type of rice. You can make it out of brown rice, or you can make it out of minute rice, and people will generally be pretty happy.
Okay.
Now, I have a confession here.
Confess away.
I forgot the Parmesan cheese today, so I didn't make my list, and I have, I guess, a memory limited to 3 items.
Oh,
If
my
it gets
memory
over
is-
3 items, I'm in trouble. So I remembered the cream, I remembered the broccoli, I remembered the chicken.
You did well, Colin.
Right, but I already, yeah. But at least I didn't forget the rice.
No, you
so
know what?
That was really important. But normally, I would add some Parmesan cheese, and then I would sprinkle a bit of salt on,
Okay.
so, and stir it in. It's got kind of a nice sauciness. This is pretty starchy rice. I didn't wash the rice beforehand. With basmati, you might normally give it a rinse. So there's lots of starch for your sauce. You don't have to stir it long at all.
Okay.
And it's pretty much ready to serve now.
So tell me this, if you're having a dinner party and you serve this sort of thing, what would go really well with this? A salad, perhaps?
A salad
or-
would be really nice with it. The other thing I find with starchy things, yeah, salad or anything fresh. Like if you did like a fresh tomato salad on the side, would be really nice, or a green salad. You can't lose with that sort of thing when you're cooking with something starchy.
Sure.
I find like this, definitely.
Let's just let this heat up for a second. I thought I'd take this opportunity as well because spring is very close. How are things going at your place? I know you have a greenhouse. You guys are growing a lot of things.
We're growing a lot of things. I haven't really done a lot of clearing out of the greenhouse so far this year, but that's on the table right now. Last weekend I was doing a lot of work on our beds. We're switching our beds over to more of a, I'm going to say spaghetti, but it's actually a lasagna style bedding whereby you have several different layers of compost and hay and that sort of thing underneath it. So I was doing a lot of digging last weekend.
Okay.
And but the greenhouse is getting on its way. We've got a lot of plants started right now,
Okay.
and they're about to get moved out to the greenhouse.
Which is fantastic because that's where you guys pull a lot of your things for your cooking.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
it's nice to have that come back into season for you.
Absolutely, and it's really nice to just get on the ball on that and see it come together. It's really rewarding.
Absolutely.
That's for sure.
Absolutely. Are you trying any new and interesting vegetables this year, or are you?
Well, we try and switch it around. I
Yeah.
don't have the plan in my head that much right now,
Yeah.
but we're doing a lot of hanging stuff in the greenhouse this year. We've been looking at a lot of pictures on sort of smaller things like squash and that sort of thing, keeping into a limited pot and growing up and then growing small. Stuff like summer squash and zucchini and that sort of thing, which grow really well in the heat.
Fantastic. Should we serve some of this up and
Yes,
give it a
let's do it
try?
up.
Let's do that right now. Absolutely. Now, as soon as this cream has been added and you can see that it started to gel and it's become, ready to go, you should serve it pretty quickly, not let it sit, do you think? Or?
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
That looks fantastic. I wonder how we're doing for time. I bet Marcel can let us know so we
Yeah.
don't run out of time.
But that's good. Again, the Parmesan cheese would just add a bit more flavor to it and
Okay.
texture, but that's going to be a really, yummy thing to have anytime. And it's a type of thing as well, after you heat it up, you can put it in your lunches and reheat it at work. It's that type of thing that works really well too.
Keep talking because I'm going to keep eating.
You're going to keep on eating.
It's really good. It's done really well. The rice is perfect right now.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Lots of flavor, Colin. It's excellent. Keep in mind, if you would like to try out this recipe, madewithlove.ca. There is a huge amount of recipes on there, so there's all kinds of things to look at.
Absolutely, and we'll post this one up on our Facebook. So to go there, you just go to our homepage, like Susan was saying, you click on Join Us on Facebook, and the recipe will be up this afternoon.
Fantastic. Colin, thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, thank you,
Give
Susan.
my best to Alexander as well.
Will do.
All